Hear ye, haters in motherfucking session. And we back, baby. The haters, baby. You feel me? We looking good. We feeling good. You know what I'm saying? We looking smoothie. You see the punny, though? That was off the top. Honestly. So as usual, we gonna start it off with my man Reem. Let's get it.
It's your boy reemaveli, aka Shady McGrady, aka Reem Smith. And today, I don't need a hate name because there's plenty of hate to go around today. We got full house today.
That was some funny way he did that. I come up with a name today.
I ain't going.
Yeah. That was really smooth.
That's so good. I can't use that now.
Yo, man. Oh, that was funny, son. He's a guy. That was funny. He's a guy. Man, I'm supposed to laugh. Right?
I was sorry.
Yo, honestly.
Good.
Y'all
I hate the show.
Y'all can go to hell. My name that was just it.
Wow, all that for nothing. All that build up.
Nah, I'm taking a page out of his book.
Okay, hi y'all. Lay, Mother of Alani, what can I say? Baby mama to David. That was on the show last week. My hater name this week will be Mr. from The Color Purple because he hated a lot of it.
God damn it,
Holla at me.
God damn it.
Hey.
It's on you, girl.
It's on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Krystle.
She is.
Yeah, it be like that. That's Milky Smooth on Twitter. AKA Greg's girl. Y'all seen him last week. Yeah, you see my little right? You see her. And my name is Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter because
That bitch
was
was
a
a
fucking
bitch.
hater.
She was terrible.
Man.
She was terrible.
Tell lies.
That was fire. Smith, today I'm going with Count Olaf, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be a series of unfortunate events today.
Oh my god.
Let's get it. Daj, what's up?
Hi. Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey boo.
Dajah Bell. 1/3 is so shameless, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the
Shout out to
team.
the So Shameless.
My hater name today is Maleficent.
Ooh. That shit got mad syllables, nigga. That's mad.
For a while I couldn't pronounce that.
For real?
Yeah, Maleficent's great. I can't spell that shit.
That ass.
I definitely can't.
No.
Autocorrect gotta help me. Anyway, it's your boy Colton, aka General Stink Meaner, aka What did you say, nigga? You already know. Let's start the show now.
Let's get it, yo. You know what I'm saying? Last week we had the fathers up here, you feel me? And we wanted to spread the love. We got some mamas in here, you know what I'm saying? Soon to be mamas again. You know what I'm saying?
Mamas.
We got vets, current stars in the league, and we got a young Zion coming up, baby. We got generations in the building right now, you feel me?
It's lovely.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I want to say, you know what I mean? How many you got?
One. Just keep it like that for a little bit, okay?
Why? You don't want to? You're not trying to add to the club?
Well, sure, of course, but in time. I don't got enough time like that to run around. So I'd like to, keep it slow, and I'm pretty sure he would like to as well.
Because how many you got? How many soldiers you rocking with right now?
We have to count them all. Currently, it's 3. With one on the way. She's in here baking.
That's bacon.
Yes.
Bacon like bacon. I was literally about to say bacon like bacon.
Enough of y'all, man. Enough of the pork puns. We had an hour of pork puns. See, and now we got the young up and comer baby dropping hits. She dropped her first mixtape. You feel me? What's up, yo? How you feeling?
It's baby for the culture. You know? About to have the young mixed goddess. She about to be outside. Y'all gonna see her all day. Parker Breezy. What's up? What's good?
Ooh. I know Daj for mad long, son. To like
mad long.
For her to have like a whole baby growing in her. That shit
Yo, I really think that all my male friends really in their head were convinced I was a boy until 6 months ago. Oh shit, yo, you could really have.
She
You really have the whole thing. Now you really are a girl. In real life, I've been trying to tell y'all this shit for years. Nobody listens.
We at that age where like our friends is having babies and be like, yo, y'all really be out here like raw pickling like for real.
Wow, that's not the analogy at all. That's not the way we're supposed to think about that.
Oh, y'all was having sex. That's crazy. I be thinking like, I'm like, damn, my friends be really having sex.
None of my friends have sex. Like in my head, I don't believe my friends have sex.
Every time one of my homegirls come through pregnant, I was like, oh, you was having big sex.
They got crazy.
No, that shit is nasty. Like I don't think about my friends as having sex. Like it's ew. That's gross.
So how you feel being a new mom? See, we're gonna pass the Pikachu now
be?
since we starting the questions. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
You know what I mean? How you feel like being a new mom to be and all that?
I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Like the beginning stages of pregnancy was like super weird to me because like nothing was happening. Like I wasn't really gaining weight. Like everything, I just know in my brain that I should stop drinking Hennessy, but there was like no real visual representation of why I should stop drinking Hennessy, right? Like I was still outside for quite some time and people did not know anything. And I'm just like, yo, I only know I'm having a baby when I go get my sonogram and I see like the little thing. But now that I'm actually starting to grow and she's like moving, I'm like, oh, this shit is real. I can't even get this one back or nothing. Like this shit is happening. Why? So that's where I'm at. I'm at the I stage. And then when she get here, that's going to be another stage. Yeah. It's going to be levels. Right now, I'm just at the, oh, shit. There's something really in there. Like, it moves and shit. Yeah. Like, it be kicking me. She be fucking me up 6 o'clock. Can you imagine your alarm going off? You like, yeah, let me snooze this real quick. And somebody just like, like, you alright, sis? You good in there? Like, why are you beating my ass? I didn't do nothing to you.
Yo. That shit is wild, yo. I'm sitting here thinking about it like, yo for real. Like,
she said, you can't even get this one back now. And I was just like, I just thought about that shit. Like, I'm going to be at that stage for like 18 years. I'm going to wake up, look at my kid like, where's the receipt?
There's no receipt, there's no return, there's nothing. Like,
and then
just no exchange,
like,
no
receipt. Back to sleep. This is
that's
crazy,
what you
thought. Thinking about little niggas is crazy, son.
So how you feeling like, you know what I'm saying, with the ones, with the little gangster? We was talking about the little gangster last week, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, she's still a gangster. That's number one.
Look at her mom.
Well, being a new mom for her stage, I didn't show till I was like literally like 7 months.
Yeah.
So I was like 6 months. I was just looking like full, like from Thanksgiving. It wasn't nothing like OD until David was like, you know, we're gonna have to pack this bag for the hospital. I'm like, what? Why? Like, is it time already? Like, but now
he was reading the baby books. That's why he knew.
Well, no,
I didn't pick up not a damn book.
But now that she's here now, oh man, I just wish she would stop growing. That's my issue. You understand? They grow out of things like crazy, like. But thank God we have a lot of people helping us, and she has too much clothes for her own body at this point. So that's good. That's a good problem to have.
Right.
And you on like
OG.
number 10.
Yeah.
You the OG in the league right now. Brawny.
I'm having
Brawny. How I feel to be brawny, matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it easy? Like, does it get easier? Like, as like you did one, and then it's like the next one's like, oh, this
pregnancy
is like.
is different each and every time. So when I had my first, I had like really strange issues, like being allergic to water.
What?
Yeah. So I know that sounds really weird.
No, it don't sound weird. It sounds like.
So like I would drink water and like within 10, 15 minutes I'd throw it up. So like an allergy, so I couldn't keep it down. And I didn't have that issue with my second pregnancy, but I had to get a blood transfusion because like my blood count was really low and I couldn't see in color. Like it was crazy. Wow. Yeah, like that's how weak I was. And then on my third pregnancy, things were pretty good. Like I don't think I really had that many problems last time around. And now this pregnancy, I think it's because it's back to back, like within, I think, maybe like 4 or 5 months.
And you broke a record too.
Yeah.
Seems like a month to us.
It's more like 4 or 5, but carrying this time has been like really, really hard on my body, and I'm experiencing like a lot of pain. I can't walk, but that's as far as like the pregnancies themselves. But as far as like the kids are concerned, you know, they're all really different, and you know, you have more and more support. Hand-me-downs are amazing, especially when you have the same gender kids.
Yeah.
I had 2 boys at first, and now I'm having back-to-back girls. So it's like I only really had to buy things one time in between, and now everything is just
Black Girl
slide down. It's just sliding
There's
down.
a lot of daughters going on Black Girl Magic.
Yes.
Stuff for Alani if you need it.
That.
Okay. I got a question.
What's up?
So preparing your kid for the world, education wise, like different things like that. Do you guys have like a certain plan and step? Is there like, did you guys sit down and like kind of make an outline and then it was like, fuck, this is not even working? Or was it like, you just did it as it went?
For us.
Oh, they would.
Okay. Well, Quincy's 5, so like
My man.
Yeah, he's the big one. Well, no, not the biggest one, but he's the big one. And for him, choosing a school was difficult as far as making sure that we research the district, see what all the test scores are in the district, the reading scores, math scores, and then just seeing how they are paying attention to education. A lot of schools are really based on these like packets, and it's information based, and it's just kind of like drilling in. And then there are other schools that want you to learn through play and through and just through exploration, and that is awesome too. But you have to really be able to find that balance. You don't want to find your child not being able to read at 7 because they've just been playing for the last 2 years. So it's just one of those things where you're really trying to find the right balance, and also for your own child, because you're also learning how they learn. You know? How we learn is, you know, education in itself has changed since we've been in school. So
what? They got Google and shit now. We ain't even have that.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen this new math.
So I was watching my little brother do some of the new math, right? And I was his tutor for a little while. And I quit because I was like, fuck this shit. I quit on my little brother helping him with his homework. I was like, I can't do it no more. This shit's crazy. So I was helping him do his homework, and they have to do this shit where they basically have to work out everything in steps under the problem and then solve the problem. And like they have to show like the work.
Oh, I'd have failed math.
Some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I had trouble with regular math.
The answer?
The answer's still an answer, but they have to break it down mad crazy.
Yeah, it's the steps to get to the answer is more than just adding normal numbers. It's like,
yo,
fuck it.
We gonna pop the top on that blood of Christ right there?
I don't think it was born here for y'all.
Actually, it wasn't. It was for the pregnant ladies.
Right. I don't think it was about y'all at all.
I feel like the blood of Christ should be shared.
That's Christian-like.
Yeah, you feel me? I mean, that's what he would want.
Jesus do right now, huh?
Yeah.
So y'all just gonna leave me out like I'm not a whole like you talking about Jesus like I ain't no whole Muslim. Y'all just gonna leave me out.
What
You feel me?
Right.
would he do?
What
I don't even know.
Buddha do right now? You know, everybody.
You said Muhammad was
Okay.
Well, I already know Zeus is
getting down.
Zeus is popping.
Zeus is popping.
Zeus.
Where's his lightning bolt, nigga?
My nigga.
Take that shit
I'm
out.
not telling what y'all shit.
So I guess somebody else can do that. You can pay me. But in terms of school-wise, back to your question, Colton. First, we didn't have the time like you guys did in terms of like district looking up and all of that. My first thing was because we were moving at the time. So my first thing was do
does she feel comfortable enough to A, tell us if she's in trouble or somebody hurt her at the school, and B, to feel safe with the people there.
Yeah.
So what we did was we put her in a daycare kind of with her like cousin's cousin, you know, so at least we know at least that people. But that kind of cost me a pretty penny. Over like $10,000.
Damn.
Hidden costs.
Exactly. That nobody told you about. And that's just only
money.
Well, I paid it myself, so
You got money.
well, but anywho,
But yeah.
Besides that though, the second time around now that she's going to a different school, and now that we actually moved, it's all about curricular and what they're teaching her. They're teaching her how to do a lot of different things that we don't even do in regular school. They're teaching her how to plant.
What?
She brought home like a whole new flower the other day. I was just like,
snap.
oh my God, this
You
is
take care of it?
Yeah, no, it's growing now.
Yes.
Elementary schools is different.
It's
man.
like
The good ones.
No.
Different.
Yeah.
But I got a
Good.
question for y'all about with that. So like, how did y'all? I don't want to say how did y'all learn how to do it, but like, is that's like something that your parents did with you when
It's when
you,
it's
like
Picking
The-
schools and like that
the way that you
process.
pick in the schools? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, Greg spoke about that last week too, and it's like it seems like now it's like a real. I don't want to. It seems like a more of a task.
Yeah,
It
that
is.
ass.
It
Well,
is.
I'm pretty sure. I remember how I went to schools.
Yeah.
It was like,
I
nigga,
think
you going to
July-
this school up the block right there.
No, I didn't.
Well,
She's a teacher.
she's a teacher, so
Right. So, first of all, any of my friends that ever have children and talking about schools, I give them that type of advice anyway. Like, you have to research the fuck out of these schools. And for me, it comes from my mom because I lived in a sty growing up. My home school was 256. Which was
308.
right. See, I didn't go there. My zone school was 256, which is literally right around the corner. And that's where everybody in the hood went. Everybody went to that school. I went to PS3 that was a couple of blocks down and a couple of blocks over, but it was better school. It was better test grades. It was better everything. From junior high school, I went to 113. My mother researched that like she was dead ass serious. And even with high school, she was like, you're going to a specialized. I'm like, you got me fucked up. So she made me take the test. She was like, if you pass that test, you're going. So me and my defiant self, I was like, you can force me to go to the test, but you can't force me to take it because I want to go to Banneker, which was equally a great
That's
school.
where all the, excuse me.
That's what all the white
Yo, Banneker has some real
beautiful,
good jobs.
smart women.
They
Yes,
have
we did.
amazing jobs.
Yes, that all did their thing.
Okay.
Right.
Amazing jobs. I
Just
met some of the
beautiful,
most-
smart women.
The most beautiful jobs I ever met in my life
Absolutely.
in high school. Went to Banneker.
Absolutely.
Were they thotties? They might have been, but we.
But you know what?
They were thotties.
But you know what? Even
Even
if they did have thought-like tendencies,
They
they
were
had
smart.
good ass
Yeah.
grades. They went
Yeah.
to college.
Educated
These bitches is doctors, lawyers, and teachers. So we all say no.
that's right. That's right.
But no, but like that's the whole thing. Like I think that that's really, really important. A lot of parents back in the day and even now was like, oh, we're gonna send you to the school across the street. And then you wonder why me, when they come to my school and they in junior high school and these motherfuckers can't read
I was
and
like,
never
where you teach
wrote an
at?
essay
What
before.
school you teach at?
I can't
Oh,
disclose
yeah,
that.
we talk about that.
So,
Right.
so I did get this from my father because when I went to my neighborhood school, I lived in East New York on Berryman Street, and I went to my zone school, which was up the block for I think 6 days, and he pulled me out of that school because they had me writing. They had us like tracing our names for like in class work, and I already knew how to write my name. I already knew how to do math and all of that stuff. So he was just like, if we about to do this kindergarten stuff again, then you know I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Took me to do
Tracing names.
Yeah, like
What
tracing
the shit?
letters. So I
That's
took the gifted and talented.
Even for children.
I took gifted and talented test, and I went to a different school, and I got bused over there.
Yeah.
They had after school, they had swim, all of that, and you know from there.
That's a good school.
It's a good school
Well, like in Brooklyn,
in Brooklyn.
in a pool you could actually swim in.
Yes.
Yo,
Yeah,
you know,
I went to Catholic
it's
school.
like,
in Brooklyn.
you just gotta find it.
Oh,
Yeah, but it was
yeah.
shut down because a kid died in it.
Oh,
all right.
We'll be after this.
Got this school best out, man.
That's a bad way to make rules.
But from there, I went to mile 11 because I was real interested in singing. You know, yeah, I went to mile 11.
Yeah,
and then
my cousins went there.
And the great thing about going there is I got introduced to the opportunity of going to boarding school. That's something that I would have never known how to do, and I got accepted through the ABC program. They give you tuition, assistance to go to these out-of-state prep schools, because they, gotta get their quota, gotta get their little black kids, little diversity.
Question?
Yeah.
Real quick about going to school. Was you like Tariq? Was you finessing out there?
I didn't go. My dad wouldn't let me go.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta have a lot of trust as a parent.
Yeah. Especially for your girl child.
You know,
and I feel like he was not ready for me to go. I was ready. I was ready. I was
Nah, you gotta kick these kids the fuck out,
ready
bro.
to go. And so it's just kind of like having.
I can't wait till you say that.
So it's just one of those things that you learn through what your parents did with you, with trying to figure out what schools they want you to go to.
Right.
But also, I already knew the trajectory I wanted to go through as far as school. When it comes time to picking your high school and all that, outside of like where your friends are going, you have an idea of what you're looking for, and I think that we take that into consideration as far as Greg's lineage of schools and him going to Schuyler and then to Tech. Like, we have an idea of what we want.
Smart-ass nigga.
We have an idea of what kind of education we want our kids to have. So we use that influence to make our decisions.
He really went to NYU.
And he really went there, too.
He really went to NYU. You went to NYU.
I was going with that.
They gonna catch that shit.
Right.
They'll get it later.
Oh,
Well,
man.
You know what? Oh, okay, go ahead. No. Talk your shit.
Back to your question, Colton, about
His baby.
what was your question? Give me one.
But it was just about like getting them prepared for the world. So you can
Oh, okay. Well, this goes to school and real life because I'm super Trinidadian. So I really don't play when it comes to acting out like some American kids do be in the streets, and I don't really.
PS4
No, make it that, because these American freaking parents are dumb. I don't know.
I'm sorry, American people, if y'all a little offended out there.
I'm not sorry.
But in the house, and when it comes to personal behavior and how she acts, she's like super quiet. Y'all think she's all an angel. I noticed that. But me and David call her like the devil child because that's how she acts with us. In the house, though.
Right,
in the house.
right.
With her parents, that's okay. You understand? But in public, she don't. She's a very nice, quiet kid. She always say hi, and that's about it if she wants to. But 9 times out of 10, she has to warm up to you.
Right.
School-wise, it prepares her. She knows a lot. But school is school. I feel like schooling comes first at home.
Yeah,
right, absolutely.
100%.
Question. So, advice for new fathers coming from parents.
Who you, Reem?
Yeah, say that. You might know
I don't have kids. I don't have kids.
When's the gender reveal?
So, for the father, like, advice that you would get, if it was one thing that you would want the father to know while you're doing all this, like, through the process of it, like, happening, like, what is something that you would want all new fathers to know while this is happening?
New fathers, my first thing will be pay attention to your woman. Not because she's pregnant, but because these are things she doesn't know herself. So a lot of people think, oh, well, yeah, you got it down pat, she knows.
She don't know shit.
No.
I don't know shit.
No. I was just as confused as everybody else. So please help out, ask questions if you have no problem asking questions, because we'll have questions for you also. Maybe we can both figure out answers together, do our Googles, and that's it.
Wait, hold on. I feel like a lot of niggas think that like women get pregnant and have kids, and then like they flip a switch and it's just mother. That is not how it works, because you did not flick a switch and just become dad of the fucking year.
That's right.
That shit funny.
The one thing that I want to say, because this is the shit that I'm going through every day, that I thought was bullshit. Yo, hormones are real.
Yes.
Like, in my head, I always like, pregnant people are freaking evil. I don't talk to them. I don't fuck with them. Hormones are real. Like, you'll just be mad as fuck for no reason. You'll be sad as fuck for no reason. So I think the biggest thing that I can say to men with pregnant women, you have to realize that you can't treat her the way that you were treating her through the relationship, because everything just fucking changed. Like, everything just changed. Like, even when it comes down to like simple arguments and things, like I can get the frustration that men get, because I get frustrated with myself. Like, yo, bitch, why the fuck are you crying right now? Like, nothing happened to you. Like, I was in my group chat a couple of days ago, like, yo, I want to fucking break something. I don't know why. Nobody did it. Nothing happened. Fuck it, I'm going to bed. It was 8:30, and I went to bed. I was mad at myself. So you can't treat her the same way that you normally did. You can't talk to her the same way that you normally did, because even the raising of your voice a little bit, she could be like, but my nigga, what happened? Like, you can't do none of that. Hormones are real. It sounds like bullshit. I know it does.
I got a crazy question. Like, I feel like it's stupid, but like it might not be. So like the hormonalness that like
the hormonalness. Yes, Lord, with the new words. Go ahead, come through.
The hormonalness. English is a fake language. So, like I was saying, the hormonalness that pregnant women go through, does that have something to do? Well, I mean, clearly it does. But is that like emotions that like the baby going through? That's like combined
seeping into the mother, or
because like, do like the baby be in there sad, like my room's small, and then you get sad. Or do the baby like get in there and be like,
we can't know that. I don't know.
She just ate Popeyes and I really like KFC. I don't know. My baby's evil.
Nobody knows.
Right. Well, I don't think that's an actual question. But we do be mad for no ass reason. though. We mad because we hungry. We mad because we just it's raining outside. We mad because it's sunny outside. We just mad.
It's just fucking everything.
So I mean,
now y'all know how I feel.
So pregnancy is like being hormonal.
Y'all might have did something with that one. Pregnancy is
okay, so somebody next week should be hormonal palm. That's a hater right there.
Right.
But thank God mom was not a woman that can have children. Jesus Christ. That woman would destroy the world.
Actually, Buddha Christ.
Oh, you're
right.
Allah Christ. Allah Christ. Buddha Christ.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
Enough of you. Enough of you heretics.
This is kind of like off the topic, but like, ain't Muhammad like Jesus?
No.
That wouldn't be like
Isa is Jesus. Isa is Jesus. Muhammad is Muhammad.
Oh,
Muhammad
I
is
was
God.
just talking about Muhammad is Allah was God.
Allah's God. Muhammad is just a prophet.
Muhammad is just a nigga that know the word. Okay, alright. Cool. Jesus know he's just a nigga that know the word too.
Allah, God, Yahweh, all the same person across the board.
Buddha.
Alright,
true.
I don't know. Believe what you want to believe.
That one is the best one. I can't over every religious name from now on. They end up like Jesus.
Are you Jewish?
Yeah. But yeah. That shit crazy. Let's not. Wow, are we getting into this conversation?
I think it's religion.
I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna get to religion. Let's get it.
I think that's actually a lit way to like address your kid all the time. Like always throw their name in air quotes. Steven.
Who knows? I don't know. I would have to post that name on you.
Yo, like really sitting here thinking about the shit I'm gonna do to my kid when I become a father. Like I'm a horrible ass. I'm gonna be a horrible parent, bro.
2018 is a super PC place. They try to keep everyone safe. Everyone needs to be safe. You can't make fun of nobody. You're not shaming nobody.
Making fun of my kids.
How do y'all feel about that with your kids? Do you feel like that's gonna be perfect for your kids, or do you feel like it's gonna do harm for your kids maybe in the long run when they get out to the real world?
I'm right here with it.
Man.
No, that's the world.
I want you to answer that as a parent
and
as a teacher because
I'm answering that for both right now.
I'm a parent. I was a parent last year and.
Fuck that shit.
I honestly I don't like working. Like I like working in school, but I don't like it because like some of the shit that just school makes kids soft.
Son, yeah,
Something
I'm not with that
parents
shit.
maybe.
First of all, I'm gonna try my best to be as adamant as I am to raise the realest nigga that I can raise.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not with that shit. We're not doing participation trophies. We're not doing none of that dumb shit. Like, bitch, you lost. Like, it's alright. You take the L. You take the L.
I imagine baby Dajah come home like, Mom, look, I got this participation. Oh, I know where to put this in this garbage.
I understand because I want to raise the type of nigga that get a participation trophy and look at that shit. And
like, I don't want this shit. I can't bring that shit home. Like, nah, like, there's first place, second place, third place, and then there's no place. Like, are you 1, 2, or 3? Like, what number are you, my nigga? Like, no. Like, I don't like this whole culture, like everybody's offended by everything, everything's bullying, everything. Like, nah, get your jokes up or don't. Like,
I just want to.
And then you have the family and the friends that I have.
Is this first
we
place?
gonna crack jokes. No, it's still 1, 2, 3.
If you get hurts, you're last.
No, this is not that. But you get, gold, bronze, silver, like those are things. Yeah. But me being who I am, I'm jokey as hell, I'm sarcastic as hell. My friends being who my friends are, these are people that you're gonna grow up around. You gonna get these jokes, bro. Like my kid or not, if you gonna get these jokes, you gonna get your jokes up,
right.
Or you not gonna get your jokes up. And maybe we gotta put you in fighting classes. Something gotta give. But I'm not raising no. I can't do this crybaby bullshit. Like, oh my god, I got second. All right, you got second place. It's all right. But did you get 30th? No. Right. Okay, so then we okay. We out here.
Raise the goons, man.
So Quincy has an issue with perfectionism. Like he likes to be perfect. It's amazing, right? To have that kind of goal for yourself. Like each time I'm gonna hit it the hardest and I'm gonna win. It's a race. It's getting to the door first. It's eating ice cream and finishing first. Whatever it is, he wants to be the winner. And I feel like with this culture of participation trophies, you're not encouraging winning anymore. And I feel like that is an issue. I feel like competition is healthy.
Definitely.
I feel like it builds character. We all have lost at some point in time.
That's how you're strong.
Right. And it only a person who has lost can be a good winner. Right. In my opinion. You can't just win everything and not experience the grief and the challenge of trying to climb your way back to the top for redemption or whatever the case, or just for the fact of just winning something that you really want.
Winning all the time just don't feel good.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that. I do enjoy winning
all the time.
I think I do like winning all the time. There's no way I can just believe that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lose one day and be like, well, I had enough wins.
I think when it comes to winning all the time.
But as far as like being in this PC world, I feel like we have to do our best to teach him both ways. So if I'm going to tell you to have your jokes up, I also have to tell you, I also have to show you how to receive those jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have to show you what the difference is between jokes and bullying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't keep picking on this one person because he whatever that whatever is your plot of your joke is, right? And you keep hitting them and hitting them and hitting them, and now this child is stressed. Right. You know what I mean? Then that's not joking anymore. You know? So I feel like, yes, the jokes are fine, but I have to teach you the difference so you know when to stop. And I feel like,
how do you do that? Like, how do you teach like a kid empathy like that?
We are blessed that Quincy is sensitive and emotionally intelligent. He can sense that. Well, whatever it is that you're feeling, he's going to pull back and then come to you and be like, "Are you okay? Do you need something? How can I help you?"
Y'all raising a little baby angel.
I was just about to say, like, I don't even think empathy is not. I don't think that's something that has to be taught. Like, animals show
inside.
Like, you don't gotta teach them that. So like, you don't got no empathy for somebody. Like, that's just a little sociopathic kid. I mean, I might like him.
Yeah, I mean, but if you start to see the kid starting to break down,
right?
You know what I mean?
And you have no pullback, and there's something wrong with you.
Yeah,
but I think that also comes from like home environments. Like you're taught how to interact with people. So if you're not taught empathy from young, you don't see it, then you're not gonna know it, and you're gonna poke and poke and poke and poke. And there's always gonna be a pullback. Any normal-minded person knows that there's the point where you have to be like, all right. That's enough.
Yeah. Big facts.
With Alani, I feel like she's very competitive because I'm very competitive. I don't play that. I like to be first. If you first, like she said, you last. That don't even count. So, period. Like the other day, she came home and she told me, "Oh, mommy, Daniela pushed me." So I went to her and I asked her, "So what did you do?" Because I wanted to see, did you push her ass back or what? Yeah. So she did say she pushed her back though, and I was like, "Okay, did you tell the teacher after?" She said, "Yeah, I did." But she said, "Oh, but Daniela was then like faking, like crying, like she wasn't in the wrong." So I was like, "Okay, did you explain to the teacher that she hit you also?" Right. So like you said, explaining the empathy, but also explaining that the problem that she was wrong also. So it's kind of like all around.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope. Like, babies are like sponges.
Yeah,
that's
exactly
sponges. They're sponges, but we also have to realize that there are things that we expect from them that they just haven't learned yet.
Did you just call babies broke asses?
They are broke.
Broke ass sponges.
Most broke ass sponges
to be clear.
Baby can't get along. A baby can't get along.
I mean, that's 10K. That.
They got a social security number.
Right, they can do a lot of things. Doesn't matter.
A baby. That baby's crazy.
That baby got
that baby cannot. That baby is. Oh man.
Babies just broke ass best friends, bro.
Wow.
Broke ass best friends.
They don't even have their own sitters.
That's right. Shit crazy.
No, our babies are dead as our best friends. Like, we tell Quincy every day, like, you're my best friend. Because he's so cool.
Me and then talking to Quincy about your relationship problem. Let me tell you what your father did.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to hear one of them stories about me. I can't wait to like be like fake sleeping and hear like my baby mother talking to my kid like, "You're a dumbass father."
Why is that what you can't wait for?
Yo,
all the things.
Like stupid shit about parenting.
Like,
I can't wait for my kid to walk in the room and be like, my kid gonna run in the room, Dad. I'm gonna just be like, Dad.
Alright, so I got kind of a serious question. Like, so of course, like now we're seeing a whole lot of things going on, especially like with Kim Porter that just happened, and then in the news period, like it's just a lot about like when black women go to the doctor, regardless whether they're having babies or just having sicknesses in general. You know what I'm saying? They're not being heard. Right. Like, so how are y'all, or how did y'all prepare? Like bringing the baby into the world, like going to the hospital and making sure that your needs are taken care of.
All right, so there's one thing I did, and there's one thing that I'm in the process of doing. So my child's father, his mother died when he was really, really young, and my mother also died when I was like teenager. So one thing that we were very adamant about is making sure that we have a life insurance plan for me, just in case, and knowing in the event that if anything was to happen to me, who would have custody of my child. So that's something that we already spoke about. That's already in the process. Like, we just actually have to like do the paperwork, and I have a couple more months to get that done. But that's done.
Shit.
Because I'm not with that. I'm not gonna do to my kid what happened to me, what happened to him. Like, nah. But as far as doctors, my thing is, all of my doctors are Black.
Okay.
All of them. GYN, my therapist, my regular doctor, all of my doctors are Black. Like, I cannot, there's just a certain level of trust that I have with Black people, especially Black women. My GYN is a Black woman. She's 40-something years old. Me and her have spoken about things to, like, ad nauseum. Like, we're dead-ass friends. Like, I just go in there like, hey, sis, what's up? It's like jokes. But I have to have a certain type of relationship and rapport. I'm not just gonna, I don't trust doctors normally, but I'm definitely not just gonna trust any doctor with me. Like, and I'm definitely not gonna just trust anybody with my kid. So I have to have a relationship with you. I have to catch a certain vibe from you. And my doctor is like, all my doctors like aunties, basically. Like, they're freaking cool. If my doctor was not a Black woman that has been a mother that went through certain things, I don't think she would be my doctor. I would still be fishing for a doctor right now. Yeah. Like, I'm not with none of that shit. So it's not going to be none of those like, oh, my name is Dr. Goldstein. No, you're not. Right, where's Dr. Maxwell Johnson? I can't, I just can't trust that. I don't trust hospitals as is. I don't trust doctors. I'm actually going to look into a doula also so I can pre-labor as long as possible at home because hospitals, period, give me anxiety. So my blood pressure is probably going to be sky high. I'm not with none of that weird shit. Like, we speak about everything. I'll text her, call her, like, listen, my stomach hurt today. She's like, you're fine. Like, what the fuck? Like, bye. Like, all right, as long as we understand. Right. As long as we understand each other. So those are my preventive measures as far as that. I just feel more comfortable just knowing who my doctors are.
How bugged out, and this is for everybody in the room right now, how bugged out are y'all? You walk in the doctor, and your doctor named Goldstein, and there's some nigga with dreads.
That's fire. That's crazy. What's good?
I'm bugged out. I'm bugged the fuck out. I gotta know you. First, I want to hear his first name. Because it can't be some Jewish shit too. If it's some Jewish shit too, I'm leaving.
Like Ezra Goldstein? Yeah, not fucking with it?
I'm out. Because who the fuck is...
Well, maybe he changed his name to Goldstein. Maybe he thought it'd be easier for him to navigate through the medical field.
Right.
Yo,
that's why I like my name, because my name is very white. So when I know what it is,
I'm fucking with him forever because he's a master finesser.
Right. Yeah, that's
He probably married a white Jewish doctor and took her last name.
Fire.
More fire.
You gotta live life the right way. Look at him.
See up here, he already knows.
That nigga pulled the ski mask down, boy. Fuck with Ezra.
For me, with my pregnancies, I've had issues that I have voiced to my doctors, and there have been points where I'm not listened to. So when I gave birth to Quincy was a planned C-section, but because I had an emergency C-section with my first child, they told me that it wasn't a possibility for me to have another. And that was me listening to my doctor and not doing my due diligence, not knowing that I could have still asked for a natural birth because you feel like doctors are giving you the best, advice. And that was my fault. So that was something that I learned moving forward. But with the anesthesiologist, which is something that's out of our control because this is not your doctor.
Right, that's why I'm not with that shit either.
That you are interacting with, that knows you. This is a stranger who has no empathy for you because we do this all day long.
All day long, right?
They asked me if I had any issues with general anesthesia, and I said yes. When I get general or local anesthesia, my temperature drops, I get hypothermia. I need warm blanket. I need electric blankets, and there's a chance that I'll have either a panic attack or I will convulse and throw up, like what is that? A projectile throwing up? Yeah, projectile vomiting. Right. So he was just like, okay, yeah, no problem. Sat me up, He didn't even walk me through the steps, like, because I remember I've already gone through this, right? My first anesthesiologist walked me through the steps. You lean back, they put in the needle, and you feel a warm sensation up this leg, and you feel an electric shock down that leg. You feel like you're urinating on yourself, but you're not. And then it's done, right? So the anesthesiologist tells me all of this, that what I'm going to feel. And I felt all of that, so I was prepared because they don't want you to move. They don't want you have a needle in your spine. So they don't want you to move. So this anesthesiologist did not do any of those steps with me. And, I feel the sensations, I go through the motions, but then I get cold. And now I'm seeing my temperature drop. And now I'm feeling like I can't breathe. I'm having a panic attack. And this man stood over me and was just like, you're not dying. You're just having a panic attack. And then called the nurses to get blankets. Instead of already having them there, because I let him know that this is something that could potentially happen, he didn't even preemptively get that done. So as much as you can prepare with your own doctors and tell them your pain and they can try to prep you, there are still other people, there's still other doctors there who may not have that sense of care for you. And even though you can try to advocate for yourself, it's still it's still up to them to really, use the information as a patient who knows her body to a stranger. And it's very scary.
That is crazy.
Real quick, because this is my first pregnancy, I had a lot of questions. And my last doctor's appointment, I spoke to my doctor and I was like, so, like, let's talk about, the birth plan and let's talk about getting the epidural and stuff like that. And she was like, well, if you want to get it, you can get it. I'm not allergic to anything, so it's not a problem. And I said, in my head, I knew that she wouldn't do it, but I'm like, are you the one that's going to do it? And she said, no. She was like, trust me. She was like, I love you and you love me, but you do not want me putting a needle in your back. And she's like, that is not my area. And I'm like, oh, okay. So with that being said, I'm not doing it.
Because I was just about to say,
I'm not doing the epidural at all. Like I'm almost mentally prepared for the pain that I'm going to go through. That's why I'm going to start prenatal yoga next week. Like, I'm definitely looking into a doula. Like, I would rather ride that shit out at home than have a fucking stranger, which is probably going to be of other, put a fucking needle in my back.
The shit that I was about to say, I'm like, if the person that I trust tells me that shit about that shit, then I'm not going to trust the person that's doing that shit.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because I'm just thinking, like, that nigga don't really know what he's doing.
But let me tell you
how long you been working with spines?
When I had Quinn and they were doing the epidural at NYU, they're a teaching school. So they are teaching someone how to do an epidural and they're teaching them on me.
Nah, fuck that.
So you test them me.
You know what's crazy?
So it's just one of those things where you feel it and then it's just like, and they're talking behind you. You're leaned over and it's just like, no, just like, it's like this. And then you're just like, so how much longer until that part is over because I'm ready to have a baby. So it's just one, again, the thing about practicing medicine is that it's practice.
Can you pass me a cup of that blood of Christ?
No.
So I'm supposed to pour? Is this what I'm supposed to do?
You have to wait. You have to wait for us. We started, then you catch the we gotta finish our smoothies first.
Yes, because this is delicious.
The sun is so fucking
good.
Just
Pregnant ladies and their cravings. For my pregnancy, I was actually high risk. So the doctor told me I have like a battledore placenta. So what that is if I like pull or push or do anything too hard, I can have a miscarriage and I can have the baby literally right there.
First of all, battledore placenta is a very aggressive term.
Yo, I was just about to say, that sound like you got the most gangsterous placenta.
Yeah, you got some
the doctor was like, okay, you're gonna have to stop working because I was working at the mall, standing up all day, doing retail, and he's like, you're gonna have to stop working at like 4 months, and then he's like, even if you're shopping out like at Target or whatever the case may be, get one of those electrical chairs. And I'm like, hold up, but I'm not even showing. Like I said, I didn't show till like 7 months. So me in this electrical chair, I looked crazy. You understand? So I'm like, I'm not getting in that. Like I said, it was more of a mind thing for me.
You stopped working at 4 months?
Yeah, I didn't work until Alani was like
David
6
got
months
old.
Negative bad.
She's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So I was, like I said, it was still a mind thing for me. So I was still doing everything around the house, lifting shopping carts, scrubbing the bathtub at 8 months pregnant. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I really don't care about what the doctor says, Even like David explained last week during the whole labor situation, I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning probably, or maybe like 3:30, and I was just up in labor. Me thought it was Braxton Hicks, so that's the reason why I didn't wake him up until I seen like 8 o'clock coming around. I'm like, hold up, this is still going on. This has been 5 hours, Okay, maybe I should start timing this, So he didn't wake up till probably about like 9:30ish, and then he looked at me like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, well, I think she's coming. He's like, so why didn't you wake me up? I'm like,
nah, they were really like doctors. I don't fucking believe it.
No, and I really
They went through a whole
believe
pregnancy like, they said I got war placenta. I'm a gangster, nigga. I kill people, nigga. What am I talking about?
Nothing.
Sat there in bed in labor like.
I had a really good doctor too. He was Haitian. Shout out to you, Dr. Lara Morris. And he's doing it again. I'm gonna go back to him. But still, he was a really great doctor. Even when I texted him the morning time come, he answered my text within 5 minutes after coming out of the C-section. He called us like, okay, come to the hospital. Because he was like on point like that. You understand? So I really trusted him. But when it comes to other doctors, I'm going to other doctors right now for my own personal problems. Like I have migraines a lot, so I always gotta go to a neurologist. And the white doctors, they don't listen. They don't. They just want to put me on pills right now, and I'm like, that's Doug.
Because like the neurologist I got right now, it's like I dead don't.
Yo, I'm telling you,
it's probably not. I'm not supposed to say this a lot, but I don't give a fuck. Like I don't really like white people like that. So
that's fine.
Well, yeah, all the neurologists though are white.
Son, my neurologist is Russian, and
not a Russian.
The women in his office, Russian.
What's his name?
Bitch,
Dr.
Nah, his long, some long, like 17 syllables.
Syllables.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Like not even letters.
No syllables. Shit.
Russian women are next level rude. Like,
I
thought West Indian women had something going. I thought they was leading the rude demographic and women. Russian women are at a fucking tier far beyond them, son.
You know what's crazy? Russian is a rude language.
Y'all thought the lady in the Jamaican spot telling you when to have that? Nah, son. You have to go to your Russian doctor's office.
Fucking bitches.
And them bitches tell you what?
His it means fucking bitches in Russian.
Hopeless. Hopeless. They don't even let you respond. Hopeless.
That's a really good accent, honestly.
No, but pregnancy wise, like I said, it was more of a kind of. Even when we got to the hospital, though, I was thinking like, okay, we gonna have a little chill time. A lot of people would be like, oh, I'll be in the hospital for 30 hours. But being that,
30 hours.
I'm not with that shit.
I've heard ladies be in labor for like 64 hours. That's ridiculous.
I bet you. If I'm in labor for 64, I'm gonna be in my house for 50.
But exactly. But that's my thing. As soon as we got to the hospital, I'm like, okay. So she's like, okay, we're gonna check how many centimeters you dilated. And she goes, oh, 9 centimeters. I said, what? So I can get epidural? She said, we way past that. I said, what? The next thing you know, I'm on the damn delivery table like, where's my boyfriend? David asked in the fucking waiting room. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but boom.
Now you're being a panicked father.
David was there in the waiting room like, I did put in like 3 transfers in FIFA yesterday. hope them shits go through. Those good players.
Yo, but nah, that shit was so ridiculous because she goes, "Oh, do you want to cut the cord?" And I'm like, "How do we even get here already? He's still not in the room." Like, it was just so happening so quick. It was unbelievable.
Like 15
we
minutes
got there at literally 12:53. She was out. I'm sorry, we got there at 11:53. She was out by 12:18.
Damn.
Nigga, 15
That's what's
minutes,
up.
my nigga.
That's the type of shit that I'm like,
Oh my god,
that's what I'm trying to go through.
She's like,
She's a wild
it was ridiculous.
The last thing I have to say in regards to doctors paying attention to our pain and our symptoms and things that we're going through, when I gave birth to Quinn and I was in recovery, Greg immediately went to the NICU with her. I'm in the recovery room and the morphine drip stopped. Either it stopped, it got caught, and it tangled. You know what I mean? Because this is a bunch of. I got an IV, I got everything on me, and it got tangled. The drip stopped, and now I'm screaming in pain. And I'm screaming in pain for about 30 minutes, and I know that because I'm looking dead
at the clock that they put right
right,
there.
that's right there.
I think.
You know what I
Hospitals,
mean?
prisons, man, they know what they're doing.
And I mean, there's doctors and nurses, and no one checked on me. No one came in to be like, "Hey, what's wrong?" And I'm like, it burns because you're literally cutting you open, so like it burns. I'm in so much pain, and to think that nobody even just checked in to be like, yo, is she all right? Or do y'all just have people in the hospital just screaming, and that's okay?
To be honest, they do, and a lot, yo.
Yeah, but I mean, just at least one.
I know.
The one somebody got it right. Like the nurse station is right there.
Y'all don't do no checks in here.
Nothing.
To be honest, they don't be doing no checks.
I know.
Because imagine after I had Alani, after the day and a half, nurses are supposed to come around and help you bathe.
Yeah.
Nobody came to help me bathe for 2 whole days. I bathed myself twice by myself in the shower, and I'm not even supposed to be standing up at this point.
Me too.
So it's like, what's going on that nobody's fucking here? You understand? And she, after I got dressed and everything, she's like, "Oh, you went and showered yourself?" Yes, bitch. What the fuck you think I was gonna sit here and be nasty waiting for your ass? I'm sorry, it don't work like that. So, like I said, I got up and got clean.
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, I don't know. I thought I should ask questions. So I have a question. Your baby bags, when you packed, what did you put in it?
That's a good one because I was gonna ask that because like
I was just gonna text Krystle.
My bag, her bag stayed packed. That's the reason.
No, I literally text Krystle for everything. I'm like, yo, I haven't slept in like a week, so
she
what's
had
up?
to unpack her bag for 4 years.
Right. It's the same bag.
It's the same bag. She washes the clothes and back in. I mean, just like this for next year. Right. Keep that in the closet.
My baby bag had items for mommy. So I had my fleece robe from Victoria's Secret, fleece slippers. I had flannel pajamas that were loose, so no onesie.
Right.
2-piece, very loose pajamas. Changing underwear, a Ziploc bag, my toiletries, my phone, chargers, and all of that. And then for the baby, you don't need to buy your swaddling diapers or anything like that. All that stuff you're gonna get from at the hospital. But you do need baby's first clothes, hat, mittens, jacket for the weather, receiving blankets if you prefer to have your own receiving blankets. A top layer blanket depending on the time of year. You have a baby in March,
right?
So so a fleece blanket for the
car
baby.
Seat because you're gonna leave the hospital without the car seat.
Right, they're gonna check it and make sure that
all the clips and everything.
Clips,
make sure
it works, it all of that.
What if you're walking home?
No, not allow you
what if I live across
it doesn't matter.
You need a car
seat.
And they will wheelchair you out to the front door.
Yeah, to the car.
To make sure
you're getting into a car.
Right.
So you better catch your
and on top of that, they make sure and fix the straps in there. Once you put the baby in, they pull the straps to make sure it's tight enough for the baby.
Why can't you walk? No.
Nah.
Nah.
Nah, they got it.
What kind of question? Why would you walk?
Why
we asking that question?
Your wife was not open, and you just walk with the baby like, hey, hold on, baby, I'm gonna hold you like this, and we gonna go home.
Stop. First of all, I'm the only person looking horrible right now.
That was a dumbass question.
Listen, you know I was the dad at the beginning of this. I said, can I put the loud?
No, this nigga, I didn't hear, but when he talking about the baby, he said, I would be terrible because I would be like, can I put the loud in there?
No, you would have the answer. Reem would have the answer.
Listen, 64.
Answer this question. What was in your baby bag?
Right.
Listen.
Did you put the loud in?
So, my sister's baby bag.
Oh, my goodness,
She had a lot of like she mentioned, a lot of newborn stuff. Unfortunately, the hospital didn't have a lot of the things that they were expected to have. So it was a good thing that she did have the things there. But
That's what she went to, so she knows how to go there.
Right.
no, it was I forgot.
Probably Jamaica.
So,
Gotta stay
if Shorty in labor for 64 hours though, like, I'm gonna need the loud. So I can't put it in the bed.
Somebody get the Pikachu from him.
Put the loud in the bed.
I'm doing that.
Okay, well,
You can't come in there fucking smelling like loud, and you gotta be in the delivery room. They're not
and
let
the
you in.
baby gotta be
I'ma
on
keep
top
it in
of
the
you, all
bag.
that. No, the baby.
No, then you get the chest to chest. The first
Like
inhale is fucking weed.
Like I told Greg earlier, I think that if women was ingesting THC while they pregnant, that baby gonna come out third eye, fully open.
Okay.
Your baby will come out fucking retarded, bro. Oh, you're not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Mentally ill.
Ma'am,
Fucking
ma'am,
retarded.
another thing you need in your bag.
I'm
Another thing you need in your bag that people don't tell you is shower shoes. Because I had shower shoes and those were like a lifesaver because they have like the gel showers.
Yeah,
and you have to like,
busted trash.
and it's literally like a box almost. Like,
I've never been to hospital long enough for none of that shit. I don't want to.
I'm gonna tell you for sure. Be sure and visit the hospital.
I am. I'm gonna do a walkthrough.
Or I might have a doula for you, so you might have to do it at home.
Oh, girl. Hello.
So that's very important.
That'd be fine.
I use 90s. Well, what do you guys call it?
Yeah.
So I had because I said, imagine if I got cut, I wouldn't want the pants right there.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I just bought the 90s just in case.
That makes a lot.
Oh, I think Americans call it nightgowns.
Nightgowns. Oh yeah, that's
That's just not whack.
Yeah, no, mine came up so I could easily like go in to
I
change.
literally just
Yeah,
thought
to
about
change
like
the-
a C-section. Like you damn near flaying a person. Like
No, you are.
You a butcher.
With like all your intestines and your insides, it's like
This nigga really.
They like cut down the middle and then cut like
No,
they cut a C,
it's
literally a C.
They crippin' for real.
Nah, his head name should have been Ramsey Bolton. He's like, they're in there flaying you.
Like, it's not an autopsy. Like, so at your bikini line, they're making an incision.
And then niggas are just going up in there like they going up in there like you a fucking kangaroo.
They pull up.
You watched that?
No, he's
on the other side. He's on the other side of the sheet.
Jesus
So
Christ.
I think that's
that's
information. Like,
that's
until I
why
watch
it's
somebody cut somebody open.
I was gonna say, if you watch that,
Bring that
way more gangster than me.
You mentioned that you had one before. Is it something that is not recommended to have multiple times? Like how does that if you know a lot more?
Yeah. So it's not recommended that you have multiple cesarean sections. However, if you've had two, you're not given a choice to have a vaginal birth afterward.
For real?
For real. After the first one, you can. After the second one, they don't recommend it because of the scar tissue. I'm lucky to not have any scar tissue, and it's something that they can see via ultrasound.
I was just going to say.
And, but that doesn't mean that once you get open that they don't see something different. So like my doctor, when he opened me up last year, he was just like, "Oh, it looks great," and then proceeded, because those are things that can hinder birth and stuff like that. But it is not recommended that it's any surgery. Like if you're reopening the same spot over and over again, your chance for infection, keep going. Your chance for infection, being able to your ability to heal in that same spot changes. Your body itself is changing. I'm getting older, so my ability to regenerate and all that good stuff that I could do at 24, I can't do at 34. Regenerate. Yeah, because I'm a fucking expert.
Cut you open and then just be like, "Oh, it looks great in here." That is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Can I even talk about the fact that little human beings grow inside of women? Like
that's some alien shit, bro.
Baby human beings grow, and not only that, but like there's not space for that.
That shit
and then
bro.
they like all the organs just be like in a corner.
No,
and they be in there, or they just be all up there. And then like y'all still good though. Y'all not good, but y'all still good. Y'all crazy. Y'all good, and it's so wild because I've seen pregnant women busting out the ill. Why? First of all, baby lungs is a funny word, and y'all really got the baby lungs. And I don't get that much breath right now.
Y'all are superheroes. Because if my kidney moved 1 centimeter right now,
I would die.
I would
probably die.
Shoot, I'm going crazy.
You're not gonna know.
I'm going to the doctor and I'm asking this nigga, "What the fuck is going on, bro?"
Bro, Charlie wants just put me out.
I'm telling you, and I felt like it was over for my life, bro.
Story though. Imagine I'm in fucking labor. This nigga David is driving to the bank. He's driving to the corner store. He's having giggles and shits and fucking traffic. Oh yeah, she's just having a baby in the back. Nigga! Why are you talking to these people for a fucking red light? Like I was just like, oh my god, this is not a joke. That's not a joke. This hate is real.
The female body is amazing, and I believe I read it. I don't wanna misspeak, but I feel like I read that we have one more vertebrae in our back than men do, which allows us to have the ability to lean back, so we can hold our bellies up and still have the ability to like walk upright.
Men are dead.
We don't even got no extra vertebrae.
I will tell you this right now, bro. The animal kingdom taught me how trash men are.
No, for real.
Female lions. They do the hunting. No, first of all, nigga, they have the babies. They do the hunting. They do the feeding. They do most of the protecting. Male lions, they do
their hair. So technically, black women is what you're saying.
Alright, you got that.
If you even go to insects, they're praying mantis.
Yo, my nigga, a male lion sleeps for 20-something hours.
Facts.
Like 20 hours out the day. And that boy just go eat.
Yo, son.
Who's ready?
Those is real niggas.
Facts.
Is that what that is?
That's a real nigga.
Niggas is trash.
That's a real nigga.
Niggas is just fucking
dead trash.
Just fucking worthless. Y'all just here to be here.
That's all I gotta say.
Niggas
crocodile carrying a baby crocodile.
Go to the store. Male lions that go to the store.
Have you seen like the mama possum carry like?
Yo, like that shit is crazy. And
I wonder where's the father
possum.
Like, is she getting like? Is she getting fucking?
Definitely roadkill.
No, all the possums do be the roadkill.
That nigga got hit by a car like 27 minutes ago.
That possum is paying about 3 dead rats a month.
3 dead rats a month. Yo, what is wrong with you?
Anyway, yo. Final hate, my peoples.
My final hate is to all y'all. I don't have a kid. Like, no, I don't.
Reem, when the last time you been in Jamaica?
I was a kid.
Oh.
Okay.
So that means your child is like what, 15 now?
I didn't got a grown ass kid. Nigga is mad older.
Just so y'all know, I've been in both of my home countries in the past 12 months. So, no kids here.
Wow.
Or
Final hate.
Oh, my final hate would be this is from Alani. She doesn't like white people.
I love that baby, man. Love her.
And also, I guess fuck Americans.
Allow me for president 50 seconds.
Super
That's
fast.
not prejudice.
It's prejudice. Okay, sure.
Odds and evens.
My final hate. I don't know.
I just threw all the random ass years.
I'm feeling really good, so I don't know if I really have.
Right.
Final hate could be positive.
It could be
too.
positive hate.
Yeah. It's your final words. It's your final words.
Hate on
You
somebody.
can positive hate.
Positively, ending on this note, I wish that all mothers have successful pregnancies and, including, I said all mothers, not just all the mothers in here. You're not gonna have no more babies? I mean, for your future. Okay. So I'm wishing that all mothers and mothers that want to be mothers when they want to be mothers have
Your mama's mamas.
have successful pregnancies and people acknowledge your symptoms, your pains, and also to remember to advocate for yourself. No one knows you like you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel like someone is not listening, then you need to tell somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a 50 Cent ball.
That ass though. My final hate is to Sean King's haircut.
Yeah, fuck that nigga's haircut.
I think a haircut is trash.
That nigga Sean King gonna get us over YouTube.
Just a reminder in case you forgot. And my final hate is on parenthood. Like, y'all niggas is doing some fire shit, and y'all be saying shit, and I be sitting here like, nigga, that sounds crazy. That sounds
Think about like
fucking wild.
Think about like just.
Yo, this my final hate, son.
Love
This
somebody
my final
you
hate, my G. You can't be interrupting my final hate, son.
I just want to hate on it.
I'm gonna shoot the fair with y'all for interrupting my final hate.
Lord
You know what I'm
Jesus.
saying? It's fucked up. I forgot my final hate.
My final hate is I'm excited to be a mom. It's gonna be so freaking cool. And fuck participation trophies.
Yeah, fuck
Don't bring them shit to my house, bro.
Shit.
Don't bring them shit to my house.
Man,
Everybody got this? Nah, I don't want that.
Man, fuck white doctors.
Yes.
Russian white doctors like that.
Why
Dudes that I told you about
doctors,
that
yo?
practice shit and then them using the fucking students to do shit. They definitely used a student to drain. I had an abscess and then they was like, oh, this nigga never did it before. Let him do it.
Right.
And I was awake and I could see the camera. I could see him fucking up.
A camera.
And yeah, they was putting a camera in.
Did they consent for that?
I don't know what my parents did.
Your parents.
Yeah, I was in high school when this happened. It was crazy. And then he was
Well,
fucking up.
They signed a whole.
And then he was just like, should this happen? And I was like, are you fucking serious? Fuck white doctors.
I'm in the doctors, I'm in the hospital, and I hear, oh yeah, Tom never did it. Tom. Get out.
Get
Get
out.
the fuck out, Tom.
So we're gonna
Go
end
be
this
a fucking
episode by
woodworker.
saying shout out to Black Parents. We're gonna have some more mommies up here.
Facts.
We're gonna have some more daddies up here.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Next week we're gonna get back to the ratchet shits and giggles, but for
Facts.
Yo, just
We
so
should
y'all
go out to
know,
the
Greg
parents.
really went to NYU.
now, facts. In real life.
It's like a baby. I was like, I'm holding her.
I did. Don't worry.
Wait, I got you.
Nobody want to hear that, see that shit.
That's what I
Take your baby home, Marty.
I already hate you.
Yeah.